Why do identical twins eating the exact same breakfast experience completely opposite results? One energized for hours, the other crashing in 30 minutes. What 10-second kitchen trick can flatten your blood sugar spikes by 45% that pharmaceutical companies are desperately trying to turn into a billion-dollar drug? Why do 90% of people feel exhausted after eating healthy meals, when the problem isn't the food at all? What if I told you there's a specific order to eat your food that works better than diabetes medication? What if there's a window after eating when your body becomes a fat-burning machine? But only if you know the secret. What makes some people naturally skinny, while others gain weight from the same meals? And here's the biggest question of all. What if everything you've been taught about healthy eating is not just wrong, but actually making you sicker? The 12 underground glucose mysteries from biochemist Jesse Inkospet will answer every single one of these questions. No expensive supplements, no complicated diets, no gym memberships required. And which of these 12 secrets will transform your health the fastest? Why do some people eat the exact same meal and feel energized while others crash within an hour? The answer lies in something so simple that most nutritionists completely overlook it. It's not what you eat, it's the sequence. Your body processes nutrients like a complex assembly line, and when you mess up the order, everything goes haywire. Scientists at Weill Cornell Medicine discovered that people eating identical meals experienced completely different blood sugar responses based on one factor alone. The difference was so dramatic that researchers compared it to taking diabetes medication. This discovery challenges everything we've been taught about healthy eating. The balanced meal concept? Completely wrong. Here's the game-changing order. Eat vegetables first, then proteins and fats, and save starches and sugars for last. This sequence creates a protective fiber barrier in your stomach that slows glucose absorption, preventing dangerous spikes. Your vegetables become a natural shield, protecting your bloodstream from sugar chaos. What kitchen staple can instantly flatten your glucose curve by nearly half without changing a single food you eat? This liquid has been sitting in kitchens for centuries, dismissed as just a condiment, but recent research reveals it's actually a metabolic game-changer. When consumed before meals, it triggers a biochemical reaction that transforms how your body processes sugar. Studies show this simple hack reduces glucose spikes by 45%. That's more powerful than many prescription medications. Yet 99% of people have no idea they're sitting on this metabolic gold mine. The mechanism is so elegant that pharmaceutical companies are now trying to synthesize it into expensive drugs. But you can access this power right now for pennies. It's vinegar. Take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water 10 to 20 minutes before your meal. The acetic acid blocks enzymes that break down starches, dramatically slowing glucose absorption. Your blood sugar curve flattens like magic, preventing energy crashes and reducing fat storage. Why does the most important meal of the day leave millions of people exhausted by 10 a.m.? Every morning people unknowingly trigger a metabolic disaster that dooms their entire day. They follow conventional breakfast wisdom cereal, toast, fruit, oatmeal, and wonder why they're crashing before lunch. Your morning glucose response sets the tone for your entire day's blood sugar stability. Mess up breakfast, and you'll ride a roller coaster of cravings, crashes, and afternoon fatigue. The traditional healthy breakfast foods are actually metabolic poison. The foods we've been told are breakfast foods, pancakes, waffles, toast, are designed to spike your glucose into the danger zone. But there's a simple switch that changes everything. Make your breakfast savory, not sweet. Start with protein and healthy fats. Eggs, avocado, nuts, Greek yogurt, or cheese. This stabilizes your glucose from the first meal, preventing the cascade of cravings and crashes that ruin your day. Your afternoon energy levels will skyrocket. What if adding one simple thing to the beginning of your meal could prevent weight gain from everything else you eat? Restaurants in certain cultures have been doing this for centuries, but Western medicine is just discovering why their populations have lower diabetes rates despite eating similar foods. This practice creates a biological buffer zone in your digestive system. It's like installing a speed bump for sugar, slowing down the absorption of everything that follows. The fiber creates a physical barrier that fundamentally changes how your body processes the meal. This veggie starter hack is so powerful that it's one of Jesse Inkospet's 4 foundational methods. It literally rewrites your meal's metabolic impact. Eat raw or lightly cooked vegetables at the start of every meal. Salad, cucumber slices, bell peppers, broccoli, anything green and fibrous. This creates a fiber mesh in your stomach that slows glucose absorption from the rest of your meal. You can eat the same foods but experience completely different blood sugar responses. Why do a 10-minute walk after dinner have more impact on your health than an hour at the gym? Most people think exercise is about burning calories, but there's a specific window after eating when movement becomes a metabolic superpower. Miss this window, and your muscles lose their glucose-consuming potential. Within 90 minutes after eating, your muscles become glucose-hungry machines. They'll literally pull sugar out of your bloodstream and burn it for energy. But this window closes fast, and most people waste it sitting on the couch. This isn't about intense exercise, it's about timing. Even gentle movement during this critical period can prevent glucose from being stored as fat. Take a 10-minute walk or do light activity 90 minutes after your meal ends. Clean dishes, organize, or have a dance party in your living room. Your muscles will consume the glucose for energy instead of letting it spike your blood sugar and trigger fat storage. So, why do healthy snacks like fruit and granola bars often make you more hungry than before you ate them? You see, the snack industry has convinced us that quick energy comes from quick sugars. But the truth is, these foods trigger a vicious cycle: spike, crash, crave, repeat. Your blood sugar becomes a roller coaster and you're always chasing the next fix. Every time you snack on carbs alone, you're training your body to become more insulin resistant. You're literally programming yourself to crave more sugar and store more fat. And believe it or not, the healthy snacks are often the worst offenders. The solution isn't eliminating snacks, it's choosing foods with protein and fat instead of pure carbohydrates. Snack on nuts, cheese, hard-boiled eggs, or Greek yogurt instead of crackers, fruit, or granola bars. The protein and fat provide steady energy without spiking glucose. Your cravings will disappear, and you'll feel satisfied for hours instead of just minutes. What if when you eat matters more than what you eat for controlling your weight? Your body's insulin sensitivity changes dramatically throughout the day. Eat the same meal at different times, and your glucose response can vary by 50% or more. Most people are eating their biggest, most carb-heavy meals at the worst possible times. Late-night eating doesn't just affect your sleep, it reprograms your metabolism. Your body becomes less efficient at processing glucose, leading to higher blood sugar spikes and more fat storage from identical foods. Understanding your body's circadian glucose rhythm can transform your results without changing what you eat. Eat your largest, most carb-heavy meal earlier in the day, when insulin sensitivity is highest. Keep dinner light and finish eating 3 hours before bed. Your body processes glucose most efficiently in the morning and afternoon, so work with your natural rhythms instead of against them. Why does the liquid you drink with meals determine whether you gain or lose weight from the same food? Most people focus on what they eat but ignore what they drink. Yet beverages can amplify or neutralize the glucose impact of your entire meal. The wrong drink can turn a healthy meal into a metabolic disaster. Sugary drinks create glucose tsunamis that overwhelm your system. But even healthy drinks like fruit juice can spike your blood sugar higher than candy. Your liver can't process liquid sugar as efficiently as solid food. The timing of when you drink also matters more than you think. Drink water, unsweetened tea, or black coffee with meals. Save any sweet drinks for after you've eaten, preferably with some movement. The fiber from food slows liquid sugar absorption. Better yet, add a splash of apple cider vinegar to your water for extra glucose blunting power. Why do you crave sugar when you're stressed, and how does this create a vicious cycle that's destroying your health? Stress hormones directly spike your blood glucose, even when you haven't eaten anything. Chronic stress keeps your glucose elevated constantly, as if you're eating sugar all day long. This invisible glucose elevation is wreaking havoc on your metabolism. When you're stressed and you eat sugar, the combination creates glucose spikes that are far higher than either factor alone. Stress literally amplifies the damage from every sweet thing you consume. Breaking this stress-glucose cycle requires addressing both the emotional and physical components simultaneously. Practice stress reduction techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga. When you feel stressed, take a 5-minute walk instead of reaching for sugar. Stress management isn't just good for your mind, it's essential for glucose control and weight management. Why does one bad night of sleep make you crave sugar all day? And how does this trap you in a cycle that's impossible to break? Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it rewires your glucose metabolism. After just one night of poor sleep, your insulin sensitivity drops by 30%. Your body literally becomes diabetic temporarily. Poor sleep also hijacks your hunger hormones, making you crave high-glucose foods while simultaneously reducing your ability to process them efficiently. You become a sugar-craving, glucose-spiking machine. The connection between sleep and glucose is so strong that fixing your sleep might be more important than perfecting your diet. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep by keeping your bedroom cool and dark, avoiding screens before bed, and establishing a consistent sleep schedule. Good sleep naturally stabilizes your glucose and reduces sugar cravings. It's the foundation that makes all other hacks more effective. What natural compounds can mimic the effects of diabetes medication without any prescriptions or side effects? While food-based hacks are the foundation, certain natural supplements can amplify your glucose control dramatically. These compounds work through different pathways than food, providing additional layers of protection. Some of these supplements are so effective that pharmaceutical companies are studying them to create new diabetes drugs. Yet, they're available over the counter and have been used safely for centuries. The key is knowing which ones actually work and how to time them properly with your meals. Consider chromium picolinate, berberine, or cinnamon extract as natural glucose modulators. Chromium helps insulin work more efficiently, berberine activates the same pathways as metformin, and cinnamon slows glucose absorption. Always consult your healthcare provider before adding supplements, especially if you're on medication. How do you turn these 12 hacks into permanent lifestyle changes that transform your health forever? Knowledge without implementation is worthless. Most people learn these strategies but fail to make them stick because they try to change everything at once. The key is strategic progression. Your current habits have momentum. Trying to fight them all simultaneously creates overwhelming resistance. But there's a sequence that makes change feel effortless. The secret lies in stacking these hacks in the right order, building one habit before adding the next. Start with just one hack for the first week. I recommend the veggie starter because it's simple and immediate. Week 2, add the vinegar hack. Week 3, implement the movement practice. Build slowly, and in 12 weeks you'll have transformed your glucose metabolism permanently. Your energy will be stable, cravings will disappear, and your health markers will improve dramatically. These 12 glucose hacks from Jesse and Chosp aren't just tips, they're tools for metabolic transformation. Implement them gradually, be consistent, and watch as your energy stabilizes, your cravings disappear, and your health improves. Which hack will you try first? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe for more science-backed health strategies. Remember, small changes in how you manage glucose create massive changes in how you feel every single day. Your transformation starts now. Disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet or lifestyle.